Hello and welcome to the ghost town of Babylon, Utah. This town was established in 1877 because of the Storm Out Mill, which was built here. Only about 40 to 50 residents lived here at the time, so it was a really small area, small town. And if residents needed to buy any supplies, they had to go to nearby Leeds or Silver Reef towns to buy anything. There were no businesses here whatsoever. Only about 6 miles from Silver Reef, and I do have another video that I made about 2 years ago that goes into more detail about the Silver Reef ghost town, which was established for mining purposes. The Storm Out Mill that was built here in Babylon was used to support the mining town of Silver Reef. And about the 1880s, when the Silver Reef ghost town started to decline, they shut down the Storm Out Mill, and it was maybe leased out until about the 1890s, but then the town was completely abandoned. This building you see before me here was actually built in the 1980s by a man named John Vaught, who worked for the government. He built his house out here, but before the construction could be completed, it was burned down, and he gave up plans to finish it. So now it just sits up here right above the Virgin River in the center of the ghost town, just as a base of what used to be and what could have been the house that he lived in, but was never completed. So down there's the Virgin River, which is really high right now. Been a lot of rain around here. Over there you can see there's some bricks. That's actually part of the Storm Out Mill that was built here in the 1880s. There's barely anything left of it, and we'll head over there in just a minute. But you can see this house, they had a lot of plans. It was going to be a pretty big house, but yeah, nothing left. I did find a drawing of what it was supposed to look like. You can see here. This is what John Vaught's home was going to look like when it was completed, but then again it was destroyed by fire, so it never was completed. Heading over to this brick area here, this is what's left of the Storm Out Mill. Pretty much nothing left, and these could collapse at any day. They're barely standing. There's not much known about the area other than a couple newspapers that published articles about how a fire broke out and burned one of the miners' cabins here, and there was a resident who lived in Babylon who committed suicide. And those are really the only two stories that we know about the area, other than it supporting the Silver Reef ghost town across the way, about 6 miles from here. I have a picture here. This is what the Storm Out mill looked like back in the 1870s and 1880s. You can see there's just barely any houses around it. Again, like 40 to 50 residents who lived here, so really not much going on in the area. I'm kind of heading up towards this side ridge here. I kind of head up a little further. I don't know where this old road goes. You can tell it hasn't been used in a long time, but I don't know how far it goes. I might go for a while, so I'm just going to turn back around and head back. We headed back down the river toward where we came and came across this cabin here. I don't think this is nearly as old as the ghost town. I think it was built much afterwards. I'm thinking maybe 1940s or so, that time area. You can see there's an old stove and an old fridge that have been shot up a ton. The roof's almost going to cave in. The sides are all cracked, but it's kind of a cool find. Just kind of walking around exploring. There's just this cool tree that's been bent over here. But yeah, that's Babylon Ghost Town. Thank you for watching.